Starting as a small pastry shop in Zurich in 1845, Lindt chocolates have come a long way to become a premium brand in the world of chocolate. Besides trying to raise the bar in chocolate production, the master chocolatiers in Lindt are traveling around the world, sharing their love and passion for good quality chocolate. The Lindt Cafe in Martin Place is home to delectable delights that are a favorite of many. From Lindor chocolate truffles to macarons, the cafe now has the added luxuries of chocolate on tap that runs 24/7 and a workstation where handcrafted Lindt creations are magically produced. You can now have chocolatiers write personalized messages on slabs of Lindt chocolate in a Willy Wonka-esque edible greeting card. We're also very excited to have a chat with Thomas Schnetzler, Lindt's chocolate ambassador and master chocolatier, to unravel some of the mysteries of chocolate.
First of all, master chocolatier, big daunting title, right?
Nothing daunting. There's only a bit of chocolate involved, so nothing daunting at all. No, look, basically what master chocolatier means, in Switzerland we actually do a training as either patissier and chocolatier, or you do patissier and bakery. And of course, I like being chocolate lover myself, drawn to chocolate very early on. So that's how we sort of get into chocolate very early on in sort of apprenticeships, I guess, in Switzerland. And that's sort of when you work with it for over some time, then you sort of work your way up to being a master chocolatier. It sounds very sort of dramatic, but really it's just we love chocolate maybe a little bit more than other people.
Fantastic. So, speaking of your love of chocolate, what is your favorite chocolate dish, chocolate thing, chocolate? What's your favorite?
It really depends on what's in the mood I'm in. Normally I sort of tend towards sort of darker chocolate, so Madagascar single origin chocolate that we make is 70% is amazing. I love that. It's sort of like a 3 o'clock top drawer kind of chocolate. Our excellence with a touch of sea salt. Have you tried that before?
Oh yeah.
But then again, you eat a block of milk chocolate with hazelnuts in it, and that just takes you straight back to being a kid in sunny Switzerland. So it all sort of links to emotions and memories as well, which is a nice thing with chocolate.
Speaking of that 70% dark chocolate, I mean, you see a lot of, 50, 70, 80, sometimes even 90%.
Yeah.
What do those percentages mean, and then what's the other 30%?
Right. So basically, it's actually regulated by the food legislation in Switzerland, or the same sort of applies virtually in Australia as well, as to a minimum cocoa content that it has to have to be legally called a dark chocolate. That's actually 35%. So you can make a dark chocolate with only 35%, but you don't get sort of very intense sort of cocoa aromas. You don't get a lot of like sort of intense sort of chocolate flavour from that as well. So obviously, the higher the cocoa percentage, the more intense the actual flavour of the cacao bean, and there's just more of the cacao bean in there. So, but then again, not necessarily like the 70% doesn't necessarily eat exactly the same as any other sort of 70%. So it really depends on what variety of cocoa, the way it's roasted as well, and just the way it's actually treated to actually sort of get the flavour out of it. And the majority of what's actually making up the 100%, there's a bit of sugar inside chocolate, but sugar does actually a couple of things. Yes, it sweetens the chocolate, but it's actually a really good flavour carrier as well.
Wow.
So it actually absorbs, when you sort of refine the chocolate and crunch the chocolate, it actually absorbs that beautiful cocoa aroma, making it much more flavoursome chocolate as well. So it does those two things.
So with conching, you're talking about the refinement of those, cocoa solids, right?
Absolutely. It has to be contributed to us. So Rudolf Lindt actually invented his process in 1879. He was 24 years old, I believe, when he invented that process, really revolutionising the making and the tasting of chocolate. So before chocolate was conched, it was sort of gritty, sandy. It wouldn't actually be nice to eat at all. So it was almost like the consistency of a bread dough. And just that continuous rolling and refining actually made chocolate that completely melted in our tongue. So a very, very important step. And now every chocolate virtually is crunched around. So all comes back to us.
Well, you mentioned tempering, right? This big, scary word that a lot of people encounter when they first start working with chocolate. So could you tell us a little bit about what tempering is and what that does for the chocolate?
All to do with how you actually have the chocolate. So that nice natural gloss, that natural sheen, and that firm and hard snap that actually breaks the chocolate. Really tempering, again, it's only got to do with that cocoa butter. So all this sort of compound chocolates and chocolates that replace the cocoa butter, you don't need to temper those, but technically they're not actually chocolate as such. So the cocoa butter has got several different sort of crystals with different melting points, and we just sort of need to isolate it. And you can almost sort of picture it like ice or the sugar crystals. You want that crystallization to happen inside the chocolate, and only when the right crystals are sort of forming together, you get that sort of snap in the sheen. So it takes a little bit of practice. It definitely does, and really it's just a temperature curve that goes into the chocolate. So you bring the chocolate up, bring it down, and then sort of bring it to the working temperature. So when you work with chocolate, it's actually at 31, 32 degrees Celsius. So cold to touch.
And there you have it, expert chocolate tips from the chocolate expert himself. Start with a great chocolate and apply just a little bit of technique and you're on your way into the decadent world of great chocolate desserts. From chocolate dipped fruits to chocolate cocktails, your chocolate creations are only limited by your imagination and your gluttony.